Hello everyone, welcome back to another video in the channel Straggled More. Please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to the channel Straggled More. Please be sure to keep your comments just not offensive. If you're not subscribed to the channel Straggled More, please hit that bell notification to get notifications when the channel receives uploads. And we're talking about a 36-year-old mother, Lindsay Clancy, a 36-year-old mother who had strangled her 3 kids, who are at the age of 5, 3, and 8 months. The one kid is not even... a year old yet. Alright, and a lot of what I can just guess what has actually happened here is that, a lot of times when the husband or somebody had their back turned, isn't looking, whatever, sometimes there is like stuff that has to go on behind the scenes, and yeah, a lot of the time that can be the case. Alright, now Lindsay Clancy. Alright, let's not forget here that she'd also have mental health problems. Like mental health problems, and just can't even think clearly. Alright, and when you're on medication too, it can also make you think not so clearly. It can make you act like you just don't even know where you are anymore. And that's sad. It's actually sad when you act like I just don't even know where I came from anymore. I just don't even know who I am. Remember my name. I don't even know if I actually was born here on planet Earth. I don't even know if I actually was abducted by aliens. I don't even know. I just don't even know anything about life. Now, obviously, that was just a conspiracy theory that I was just making up about being abducted by aliens and that stuff, but you probably get my point there. You're just someone that just doesn't even think clearly anymore, and it's very, very sad. It's very, very sad that there are people in this world that just don't even have their grip on reality anymore. And the medication, though, was that the main cause of Lindsay Clancy just strangling her 3 children to death like that? You think that might actually have been the reason behind the whole thing? You think? It could. But by the excuse that Lindsay Clancy strangled her 3 children to death, alright, her husband had forgiven her for it, but it simply, I don't know if the husband actually thinks that Lindsay Clancy is, a very, very bad human being, or a rotten human being. Maybe the opinion of the husband on Lindsay Clancy is way different, since she's got some real serious mental health problems, and that probably doesn't make her a bad person. It just made her did, like, the very, very stupid things. Things that the Clancy probably never wanted to do. And it wouldn't be the medication's fault, but it won't by the excuse that she strangled her 3 children to death. Alright, it doesn't buy the excuse. And, yeah. So, at this point, who are you going to blame? You can't blame it on the medication. You can't blame it on anything else. The only thing you can actually blame this on is it's on you. It's on you. So the only one that you can blame is yourself. And that is just it's just how that is. Alright? It's not anybody else's fault but your own. Okay? So, like, there you go. There you go. It's not anybody else's fault. It's not anybody else's crime that they committed. It's the person's fault. The person alone. Alright? You know what? I'm not even going to sugarcoat that and make it sound like that it was an imaginary person's fault. Alright, I'm not going to cover up that story. Because, you know, it's just, you know, it's just, like, why would I do that? Why would I, like, sugarcoat something and then just, you know, pretend like everything was just A-okay? Because it wasn't. Alright, strangling 3 children to death, alright, that is pretty scary. Which, by the way, since you're, like, just little kids, yeah, and the children probably have no idea what is going on. They probably just don't even remember anything about their mother trying to actually strangle them to death. And yeah, that is actually very scary. It's actually very scary when you actually just don't know that your mother will one day actually end up being labeled one day as a strangler monster. That's what, you know, like, committing a crime is just very, very serious. Then people end up, you know, well, that's on other people. Other people will just either they will hate you for what you did, or they'll just plain hate you because they want to. And yeah. And at this point, like, what are you going to be able to do about it? What can you do about it? Alright, you committed the crime in the first place. Regardless of whether you were on medication or not, basically, you should have figured out that, hey, I need to stop doing this. I think I need to stop doing this serious crime before I actually get myself into some real serious trouble. Oh, yeah. Need I also remind you that, like when you actually get into prison there, your mouth, a lot of your daily meals are going to be have held in mess halls. And yeah, and when you go to sleep with your inmates, it's not going to be, it's, hey, it's your fault. You're the one that did the crime. Now, if there's bail charges for Lindsay Clancy to actually be discharged from jail from her husband, that and get Lindsay Clancy some real serious help there, then that would be another thing. And help Lindsay Clancy actually like get her life back on track here. I think that's absolutely the one thing that the husband can actually like really do. If there are bail charges, then that would be the last thing that Lindsay Clancy would need to be getting some serious help there. And then maybe she can share like her background stories about her road to recovery. I mean, it's very, very interesting when you actually hear about people who did crimes for very stupid reasons, and then they actually end up turning their life around. Alright, that's the very interesting part. I'm hoping that Lindsay Clancy didn't want to strangle her 3 children to death. I'm sure that the voices that she heard in her head were telling her things to get rid of her children and then get rid of herself. It simply just said that she really needed something was seriously wrong with her head, and she really needed to get some very, very serious help. Because I'm just going to say that, there are just people in this world that are just, they're just, I'll just say it like this, they're messed up in the head. They need some very, very serious help. They need to do some real, real serious rethinking that doing their stupid decisions and committing a crime, because let's just think, when you commit a crime and you're found guilty of it, basically you just like ruin your life right there. And there are people that are just like, there are people that feel sorry for their crimes, and there are people that are not sorry. Alright, and a lot of times the mugshot really can really just explain the whole thing on whether the person feels guilty for the crime or not. And yeah, so I will make sure to I'll be making another video here about Lindsay Clancy and the actual a much more detailed video about how the Lindsay Clancy trial has actually went. And yeah, this actually has like a lot of people talking about what is going to be next for Lindsay Clancy, because since it's medication that Lindsay Clancy has been taking that made her strangle her 3 kids. I'm sure Lindsay Clancy showed some kind of remorse for what she actually really did. And she really seriously wants to get some very, very serious help and actually just, you know, just feel like, hey, she did what she did. If she was found guilty in court and was taken to prison or jail and was probably did something like this again, that stuff, then most of the time, if it is the same thing, which is her mental illness, and something's really wrong with Lindsay Clancy, that if there's any more crime that she committed after this, then Lindsay Clancy, I just put it this way, that should just, a literal messed up human being in this world, and just probably just isn't able to like get a life. But that's a sad story when people just don't even know what to do anymore. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. If you like what I said here, please be sure to comment, like, subscribe to the channel, Charm Wars. Again, please remember to keep your comments decent, not offensive, and you know, I guess we'll probably just find out if Lindsay Clancy is just really mentally unstable to actually just function in this world anymore. Have a good day. I'll see you on the next video.